Did you know that by 1945 there were over 400,000 German prisoners of war being held in the United States? That's right. In total, 425,000 German prisoners lived in 700 various camps throughout the U.S. At one point, nearly every state had at least one, with the exception of Nevada, North Dakota, and Vermont. But what was life really like for these prisoners? Were they treated harshly, or did they have unexpected freedoms? And what happened to them after the war? In this video, we'll dive into some surprising stories, including real letters written by German POWs in the US, shedding light on their experiences. Let's take a closer look at the hidden history of German POWs in America. Bringing German prisoners to the US wasn't originally part of the plan, but shortly after the US entered the war in 1941, the United Kingdom requested help from the US with housing prisoners of war due to housing shortages in Britain. The US reluctantly agreed, though it was not prepared for the task due to the logistics of carrying it out, such as providing enough food, clothing, and housing for the prisoners. But preparations would soon be made. The first German prisoners were captured in North Africa and would first step foot on US soil in early 1943. At first, the prisoners didn't know what to expect, but one thing became immediately clear. The size of the United States was far greater than many of them had expected. As the war progressed and the invasion of Europe commenced on June 6, 1944, a new flood of German POWs would be brought to the U.S. 13th of November, 1944. Dear wife, I want to tell you that I have been taken prisoner. I am fine, you don't need to worry about me. The food is very good here too, and it's not so cold. There is no winter, just the occasional rainy day. Dear wife, we were here for 21 days. On the way to where I arrived, I was ill, but now I am healthy enough again. We have good beds here too, so we can have a rest after a long time. Dear wife, you can also send me packages from whoever, but only up to 4 pounds. They are postage free. Dear wife, write to me when you get mail from me so that I know what it is like back home. Now I want to close. Warm regards, your Carl. Also many greetings to Martha and Hannelore. Due to the Geneva Convention, prisoners were provided living quarters, comparable to those in the U.S. military. They were also given the choice to work for a wage. Due to manpower shortages in the States because of the ongoing war, many local canneries, mills, and farms needed the extra help. It was very common for army trucks loaded with POWs to drive out to various work locations and unload the prisoners, who would then complete whatever task was needed of them. They would be paid about 80 cents a day, which is about $15 in today's money. And instead of being given actual cash, they were provided with scrip, which was a paper-like currency created for use in the camps. The fear was that if prisoners were provided with actual money, it could be used to aid in escape attempts. Their earned scrip could be used to purchase goods like snacks, reading and writing material, playing cards, tobacco, and more, at the camp store, also referred to as a canteen. Texas, 27th of February, 1944. Dear Mrs. Burlingham, I received your letter and thank you very much. I shall try to fulfill your wish. I am 23 years old. Billy is exactly of the same age, isn't he? Otherwise, I go to work every day and earn 70 cents a day. If I do not work, then only 10 cents a day. If possible, I shall try to visit you after the war. Otherwise, I am still very well. How are you? With the best of wishes to you and Billy, I remain yours truly, Heinz. Besides working, there were other recreational activities the prisoners could take part in. Many of them found ways to pass the time through sports, music, and education. Some camps held soccer, baseball, and tennis games. Other camps even organized theatrical performances and orchestras with instruments provided by the Red Cross. For those looking to expand their knowledge, many camps offered classes in English, mathematics, and even engineering. 26th of October, 1943. Dearest Edith, once again I can write a little letter to you. I have just come from a neighboring camp where we played with our table tennis team today. I also play diligently. You have to distract yourself wherever possible. It would be best to have a regular job every day. Tomorrow, I am going back to the cotton harvest with 20 men. I'm curious to see what it's like. Unfortunately, I still haven't received any mail from home. It seems so strange to all of us that there is so little mail. Various comrades in my room have already received mail. Gifts of love have also arrived several times from the German Red Cross. Incidentally, I also met 2 people from Reimshed during a visit to our chapel in a neighboring camp. One is Werner von Dorft, whom my father knows well from the Noonhouse community. We want to meet more often now. I'm waiting so eagerly for mail from you and my parents. I hope nothing has happened. Now, my dear, greetings and kisses from the bottom of my heart, and be commanded to our faithful God. Your very caring Adalbert. Many greetings to my parents and yours. But it wasn't all fun and games. Some prisoners were fiercely loyal to Nazi ideology, leading to tensions in the camp. Pro-Nazi prisoners would sometimes intimidate or even attack those who spoke out against Hitler, labeling them as traitors. In some extreme cases, American officials had to separate pro- and anti-Nazi prisoners to prevent violence, with pro-Nazi prisoners being sent to their own secluded camp. Of course, not every prisoner was content being kept behind barbed wire. There were numerous escape attempts, though most were short-lived. One of the most famous escape attempts happened on the night of December 23, 1944, when 25 German prisoners tunneled out of Camp Papago Park near Phoenix, Arizona. Over the next few weeks, all of the escapees were recaptured. While most were apprehended in Maricopa County, a few nearly made it to the Mexico border, which was about 130 miles south of the camp. One of the only successful escape attempts occurred on September 22, 1945, by a prisoner named George Gartner. Knowing he was soon going to be sent back to his home in Poland, which was now controlled by the Soviets, he feared what would happen, so he decided to escape. After crawling under 2 gates, he jumped aboard a passing freight train, whose schedule he had calculated. The train took him to California. He would change his name, blend in, and get married to an American woman, and would spend the next 40 years living his new life in the United States, working various jobs. But eventually, his wife would grow disturbed by his refusal to discuss his past, as well as his inability to travel outside the U.S. as he couldn't get a passport. In 1984, she was close to leaving him, which led to him coming clean about his past. She urged him to go public with the information so that he could move on with his life. After the FBI learned of his story, they decided not to charge him with anything, and in 2009, he was officially naturalized as a citizen. He would live out the rest of his life in Colorado, passing away on January 30th, 2013, aged 92. When the war ended in 1945, many German POWs didn't get to go home right away. Many didn't get a chance to until 1946, and some didn't want to go home. They had grown fond of America, especially those who worked alongside farmers and made friendships with locals. 30th of January, 1946. Dear Aunt Frida, Floretta, Joe, and Eric. Well, I am still here. I hope to be off at this time, but you know, man plans and God directs. Meanwhile, our work is almost finished. The fields look like the fields in Germany in autumn, and the weather is the same. Bright golden sunlight at noon, fog in the morning and evening, and cold nights. It's so nice that I should like staying here a longer time, but they wait for me in Germany, and I think there's to do more than only spend a good time, and I will do it. There's more and more mail coming from Germany, most from the US, British, and French occupation zone. From all letters, we learn that our people is working to straighten the confusion of war. Well, I don't know when I shall pass over, but in going back, I take all your good wishes and greetings with me, and I shall tell them back there how you are living and that you always think to them. I guess I can write you a few more words before going off. All my love to you, George. Many prisoners returned to Germany only to come back later as immigrants, settling in the very states where they were once prisoners. The story of German POWs in America is a little-known chapter of World War II, one that challenges the common idea of what wartime captivity looked like. For some, it was a time of hardship. For others, it was an unexpected opportunity. What do you think? Were these prisoners treated fairly, or were their experience too lenient? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to hear more stories like this, make sure to like and subscribe for more. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time.